Imagine you're in high school and it's a Friday night. There are football games, parties, and all your friends are going out. Not you, though. You're not grounded, and you're not in trouble. You don't have homework, but you do have a kid. And instead of going out, you have to take care of your kid. This is a situation that a lot of teen mothers are finding themselves in, and they're having to make sacrifices that they shouldn't have to be making because they should be enjoying their childhood. Mostly because of poor education and planning. According to the State Education Department, the widely used Sex Can Wait program has not had a significant impact at all on teen pregnancy rates or adolescent sexual activity. It is because of this that states like South Carolina are now implementing programs called Safe Choices. There are reports that show that abstinence-only programs aren't successful. My goal here is to persuade you to believe that a comprehensive sex education program is important. Many parents and educators would like to think that their teens are different and that they're not having sex and that they listen to all the warnings that are given to them. But, as you can see by my visual aid here, 70% of females and 65% of males are having sex before the age of 19. According to the CDC report titled Teenagers in the United States, Sexual Activity, in the time period of 2006 to 2008, 42% of males and females had sex at least one time. 78% of those continue to have sex after that point. Adolescents are experimenting with sex regardless of what they're being told. With the high number of adolescents engaging in sexual activity, it should come to no surprise that there are lots of consequences they have to face. Sexually transmitted disease being one. The three most prevalent STDs in the state of Maryland are gonorrhea, syphilis, and chlamydia. All three of these are treatable. There are 2,036 cases of HIV in the state of Maryland for ages 15 to 24. This is not treatable. These people will eventually die from their illness. Teen pregnancy in the state of Maryland per 1,000 births is 39 under the age of 18. So for every 1,000 people who give birth under the age of 18, there are 39 of them. According to the CDC, teenage mothers are 64% less likely to graduate from high school. Another problem with teen pregnancy and early age sex is lowered self-esteem. According to a study done by Massachusetts General Hospital, there's a direct correlation between adolescent sex and lowered self-esteem. And in reverse, those who had sex at a younger age are more likely to become depressed or have lowered self-esteem. Now that we know who's having sex and the consequences they're facing while having sex and for having sex, naturally the next question would be, where are they learning about sex and the options they have for safe choices? Although parents, I believe, should be the primary source of sex education, according to a study performed by the GM Institute in Boston, only 15% of teens report actually talking to their parents about sex. In a related study in the Child Journal of Adolescence, they stated in an article titled New Clues About Talking to Kids About Sex that the reason parents don't talk to their kids is anxiety. The second source of education listed by GM Institute is the 30% of children who learn in a formal setting, being school. The State Education Department only backs two programs, one being Sex Can Wait, which promotes abstinence, and the newly titled Safer Choices, which was passed in 2010. And that teaches a wider, more broad spectrum of decisions and choices. GM Institute states that 25% of teens have not learned from either parents or formal setting. When asked where they learned about sex, they said peers, television, and internet pornography. So, as you can see from the statistics, that more teens are having sex and not knowing anything about it. And the current education programs are not enough. Kids are going to be curious, and they're going to do what they're going to do. They'll ask questions and seek answers wherever they can, and withholding information is not the right answer. Knowing about the programs offered in the formal setting is vital because then you can know why Sex Can Wait doesn't work. Multiple studies have shown that Sex Can Wait is not a beneficial program. Teaching abstinence only makes them ask questions somewhere else because they're not comfortable asking the questions that they're really thinking in a setting where they're told sex is not a good thing. Through the State Education Department study titled PSI, there is no evidence at all to show that the program has actually made a difference in the past 25 years it has been active. In comparison, the Safe Choices program has benefits and doesn't withhold vital information. Safe Choices is a program that has recently been approved in late 2010 by the State Education Department. It teaches all aspects of sex education, even stresses abstinence as a way. It teaches proven ways to delay sexual activity, increases condom usage, decreases the number of partners, and also provides good choices in real-life decisions. The Safe Choices program has been called the responsible way to go about informing our adolescents about the choices and decisions that they have to make. This was stated by the South Carolina superintendent. I'm hoping that with all the information and statistics you've received, you would seriously consider the importance of a true comprehensive program like Safe Choices. There are too many adolescents who are engaging in sexual activity, and consequences are dire, and sometimes may even result in death because they don't know. I know sex may be uncomfortable to discuss with siblings, cousins, or even your own children, but knowledge and education is the way. You need to know that I'm clearly advocating that it should be coupled with at-home teaching, not just an educational background. Parents are just as important. Remember the quote from Elizabeth Taylor when you think about this. It's bad enough people are dying of AIDS. No one should have to die of ignorance.